What was sort of her reaction and stuff when she first listened to the song?
Um, kind of like everything that Lorna says and does, she's not one to go, it's brilliant like that. She was just like, oh yeah, that's good. And then she said, you her next thing was like, do you think that you should say woof woof in it? I just said it right at the end, like just kind of like flippantly. It wasn't in the lyrics or anything. We'd never done it in practice. And then I went through, and all the boys were like, we're keeping that in, right? And I was like, what? No, what? We've got a big Colchester gig coming up, and people have made t-shirts with that line on and stuff. But it's just like I was like, oh my god, like we've got like a catchphrase that's woof woof, and we're in a band called Pet Needs. Like it's like, oh my god.
You guys have just released a single recently, Separation Anxiety, and have a fantastic song from your new album, Intermittent Fast Living. Stuff's coming out next year and stuff. What's the whole story behind the song?
So that song was it kind of came really, really quick. I wanted to I'd been home for only about 2 weeks. And the whole kind of song is like every single morning, my wife Lorna, not as much anymore. She's starting to learn to have lions now. But every single morning she was getting up about 5:30 and just going downstairs, and she gets like these really super detailed paint by numbers. Like she gets them kind of shipped in from Germany. And they look so like she'll do like the Mona Lisa and stuff like that, and it will take her like 2 weeks to do it. And they're like proper works of art when she finishes them. But every single morning she's just up doing them. And I just had the kind of like lyric, I miss you when you go downstairs to do your paint by numbers. And then I wanted to kind of stretch that out into like how much I kind of missed her. But then I didn't want to write like she is the like she's like I mean she's not like Essex girl, but she's like proper like she's not one to be any really soppy or anything like that. So I kind of wanted to write a song like it was kind of a love song, but then a little bit kind of like twisted as well. Like and like so I kind of play a character in it where it almost kind of like it, the guy in the song, who's kind of based on me, and the other person is based on her. But the guy in the song's like kind of really desperately trying to prove his love to his partner, to the point that he gets into competition with our own dog and stuff like that. And it's like, I love you even more than our dog does and stuff. And it's kind of like, so it's kind of a bit tongue in cheek, but like really kind of yeah, just really fun, I think. But the sentiment of the chorus kind of if separation anxiety is the price to pay for me loving you and you loving me, I'll take it. We were together for over 10 years before like I started touring properly. And we never spent more than a week apart. And then when I had to go for 2 months to America for the first time, I remember her just dropping me off at Heathrow. It was like a film because there's like this brass band playing in the background and love like genuinely, which they should never do. They should never have like kind of sad brass band music playing as people dropping people off at the airport. But we just kind of like held each other, and it like and both just like sobbed genuine, and it felt like that proper felt like a real loss, and that separation anxiety was mad, and feeling like I'm more used to it now. She's more used to it now, and actually getting a dog really helped as well. So she's got someone to look after her and for her to look after. But that real kind of feeling of loss was so big. And so the whole thing is about the fact that like even though that feeling is so sad when we are apart, like it just means that it's so worth it for when we're together. And that's kind of where the title of the album came from as well, Intermittent Fast Living, where I'm either living at a million miles an hour on tour all the time, going out in front of like hundreds or thousands of people like every night, and like having those little kind of flip book snapshots of life, or I'm suddenly on my sofa with a glass of wine, with my partner Lorna next to me, our dog on our lap, like just watching Taskmaster, you know.
as that's brilliant and stuff like that. What was sort of her reaction and stuff when she first listened to the song?
Kind of like everything that Lorna says and does, she's not one to go, it's brilliant like that. She was just like, Oh yeah, that's good. And then she said, her next thing was like, "Do you think that you should say woof woof in it?" Because like
That
she
part
couldn't
is
decide if
so
that was
good,
too
by the
dark.
way. I'm so happy that was added. It's people go, "Oh, it's a bit silly." No, it's brilliant. I
Yeah,
thought it was brilliant when I heard it.
I only did it because like one of my main aims on touring in life and recording and stuff is to make our drummer Jack just laugh. And like I was just delivering the line in the vocal booth, and I knew that he was in the control room. And I just said it right at the end, like just kind of like flippantly. It wasn't in the lyrics or anything. We'd never done it in practice. And it did make him laugh, which was cool. And then I went through, and all the boys were like, "You know, we're keeping that in, right?" And I was like, "What? No, what?" And now it's got to the point where we're playing it live, and I don't really sing it live, and it's not written in the lyrics or anything. But like the whole of the audience sing it back now. So that's cool. And I've just seen today, like we've got a big Colchester gig coming up, and people have made t-shirts with that line on and stuff. But it's just like I was like, oh my god, like we've got like a catchphrase that's woof woof, and we're in a band called Pet Needs. Like it's like, oh my god. But it is fun. I do like it. I'm glad it stayed in.